Hello everyone! Today is going to be Gunbreaker. So the idea is to make all the tanks as similar as possible so that if somebody has to switch, they don't have to relearn all of their hotbars. As such, Paladin, which has been done already, will be used as a guide and you can see it on the top. So let's start with our roll actions. Low blow is here. That is our stun. And interject, or interrupt, is right here. There's a double, which is pressing twice. We're going to have arm's length into our anti-knockback spot. Rampart was designated here, and I'll go into it later. And reprisal as our AoE mitigation, or party mitigation. Then we go back to the primary. And we've got Provoke and Shirk. Back onto double. We've got our limit break, same place as all the other jobs. And for sprint, we will of course, as for every other job, button configuration and system configuration, macro 99, macro 99. So that takes care of all the official role and general actions, but that's not where all the shared actions really are. See, when it comes to certain things, the tanks can be very similar, specifically mitigation. So we're going to handle those right away. They're going to be treated somewhat like shared actions. So on our double, we're going to have our super duper extra holy crap moment, super bull-eyed, right here, which is where Hallowed was. We also have this thing where our self-mitigation, that's not the super duper amazing one, is going to be on the outer edge, specifically the left edge of each of these, and it went from strongest to weakest. So the 30% Nebula goes here, and of course Rampart is 20%, and then Camouflage. We also had our Jump Ahead, which is Rough Divide, into our jumping slot, and our Tank Stance is here on the edge, because in a variety of content you won't be changing it, but if you are an off-tank and 8-man, you do change it sometimes if you're trying to make sure you don't overtake aggro, I suppose. But I tried it and it really didn't feel too bad to have it up here. But you will have extra slots if you want to bring it back down to the primary. Our damage increase was here. And so that should be most... Oh wait, no, there was one more. Heart of Light. As we stated, this is considered a party mitigation, and if we have a second one, it goes here. And then for helping our fellow tank, so Paladin had two, and had one over here. And admittedly, I'm really bad at remembering names of things because I mostly remember the icons, and then I remember what things do based on the icon rather than based on the name, so I would have to actually switch back to remember what it's called. And cover, which just because it's so classic, of course I remember that. And Heart of Stone is really more like this one. Intervention. Because it reduces damage without necessarily giving it to yourself. And so that's where the, oh, I'm helping somebody, specifically one person, get less damage, but it doesn't hurt me in the process, will go. Likewise, in many of the jobs, something to heal yourself, as long as it's not a GCD, would go down below, So that's where Aurora would go. This is really taking care of a lot of the actions as it is, just by looking at what I did for Paladin and some of the other jobs. It should really help with muscle memory. So what's left? Well, we've got our GCDs, and we've got a few of the oGCDs left, specifically 2 attack ones, one that sort of is an attack one, and one that is definitely considered more of a resource. And so I think we should just try to finish with our oGCDs just because it will be so easy. Our resource typically goes right here, and it just so happens that's the only slot left up there. So here you go, Bloodfest. Here you go. And then for our damage ones, well, we've got plenty of spot on the D-pad over here, so we're going to bring them down. And then our expanded, right, our AoE section, you might still want to weave those in, so we'll be bringing those down too. And we'll talk about continuation afterwards. So now it's our GCDs. I think this is the first job for which I did a video where the GCDs are last, except for one oGCD. And that's just because of how much similarity there is with the oGCDs available for all the tanks, because of course they had to make sure they could all mitigate equally or relatively equally. And so it really just simplifies everything to start with Paladin, which has the most amount of actions, and then work on the others, especially for people who might switch between the different tanks based on what other tanks are available to party with. So we'll start with our AoE, just because it will be nice and easy. This is the expanded, left and right together. And we start with Demon Slice, which goes into Demon Slaughter. And then we've got Fated Circle, which costs a cartridge. It really should have been down below, which is where all the other cartridge-related GCDs are. But in our case, the only place left is actually here, because our mobility, which is Lightning Shot, is required to go here to fit with the other mobilities of various other jobs, including Paladin. So that takes care of that. Then we're going to have a main combo. Keen Edge goes into Brutal Shell, goes into Solid Barrel. We also have our cartridge combo. Gnashing Fang, Savage Claw, and Wicked Talon. This leaves 2 GCDs. And really at this point, it's where you can be a little bit more flexible. But I would recommend Sonic Break to go over here. And then it depends on how you want to treat continuation. If you want to keep it on the main buttons, which as long as you're single weaving is not too bad, it might feel a little bit busy. I actually like using the D-pad because you can use 2 different hands, and that can make weaving smoother, but also reduces your mobility if you have to move at that time, right? So it really depends on how you view mobility and the D-pad. So you can either continuation here, and put Burst Strike here, or Burst Strike, even though it's a GCD, will go here, and so a continuation, or you can switch Burst Strike and Sonic Break, since Sonic Break does have a very long cooldown. It's a lot of choices, and it really depends on how you view your priority when it comes to continuation and how much you like or don't like your D-pad. Personally, I love the D-pad, so I'm going to recommend either, actually probably this setup, yeah. That's the one I recommend because I love my D-pad. Okay, and specifically for weaving. Anyway, that's it. And I will see you all for the next one, which is Dark Knight. Alright, I need to do the summary too. I almost forgot about that. Anyway, on our primary, we've got Keen Edge, Brutal Shell, and Solid Barrel. We've also got Sonic Break, Blasting Zone, and Bow Shock, and Blow Blow. And then on the left side, but still on the primary, Gnashing Fang, Savage Claw, Wicked Talon, Burst Strike, Provoke, Shirk, Continuation. If you want to reclaim this for a macro, such as if you have one in Paladin or some other one, you could also move, Burst Strike, over, a Continuation here, and possibly move Sonic Break and Burst Strike as well. Then, on our Expanded, we've got Demon Slice, Demon Slaughter, Faded Circle, Lightning Shot, Blasting Zone, and Bow Shock, and this will be repeated on the other side. On our double, we've got Rough Divide, No Mercy, Bloodfest, Nebula, Heart of Light, Reprisal, Arm's Length, and Rampart. Still on the double, but on the left side, Super Bull-Eyed, Heart of Stone, Aurora, Camouflage, Limit Break, and Royal Guard. Now it is it, and now I shall see you for Dark Knight. Bye bye!